Welcome to Next Topic Podcast, where the only rule is to stay on topic and no topic is off limits. Today is July the 7th, and it is episode number 28. My name is Lo, and I am joined on the panel by
Shad,
Cam,
Abel.
And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about current events. So we have three that are top of mind that we want to dive into. But of course, as y'all know, sometimes we don't follow our only rule and we may stray off topic a little bit as we try to, make sense of what's happening in the world today. So with that said, Roshad, do you want to kick off the first topic for us?
Yes, so the first topic on Next Topic today is we just want to give like a little coronavirus update. So what we have been seeing in the news this past week is that many states in the South and the West have been spiking in the number of coronavirus cases that they have been seeing at the hospitals. So you have states such as Florida, Texas, and California, unfortunately, has been spiking in the number of cases they have been seeing, but not actually in the number of deaths, which is also has been a tad interesting as well. So like with that news, how do you guys feel about that?
I feel like this is never ending.
Yeah, I just feel like the world is gonna be different. Like we're gonna have to wear masks everywhere, all the time.
Yeah,
I don't think it should have. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just feel like, unfortunately, it's California, but like we've seen this coming. Like when states such as like Florida and Texas, like for one, like closed hella much later than everybody else's, and then have the nerve to open up earlier, we like, this is going to be a problem. Yeah. So now we are noticing that it is a problem, and now people are like, oh, people in like, and also like Florida and Texas just recently just shut down again, which like people are still doing stuff they aren't supposed to be doing, but it's just been like interesting to see like all these states in the South have been like spiking again when we had clear warnings that it was going to happen.
Abel, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say also like I feel like or at least the US is like the only one that's like left behind in this. I feel like Europe and other countries have like took like the necessary measures to like quarantine their population, and then now they're out about doing this stuff. And over here, people were in the streets protesting police brutality. I wonder if like,
no, I'm not gonna say it came from that.
No.
Well, it's also been proven. They have their studies that the protests did not lead to the
It was them opening up these states too soon, like for people to go to bars and everything else. Like, and Abel, I agree with you. We are getting left behind. Like I saw a tweet. It was like basically United States is becoming the shithole country that Trump talked about other places being. And it is like, I'm embarrassed at this point. Like we can't, like we're being banned from travel to Europe, Mexico, like, Canada. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want any Americans coming into my country either, with the way it's been handled here. Like,
have you got something to say?
I was saying I'm moving to Canada. Fuck this. I'm out.
They said no.
I could walk across. It's
a long walk.
I don't give a damn.
That is a long walk.
Sorry, I was gonna ask a question.
Okay.
So why do y'all think there's been a spike in cases? Like personally, I know we've said like, some studies have shown that it's attributed to like the reopening of states too soon, but then also why do you think like we've never really been able to get ahead of this? Like we have not been able to flatten the curve. I have my own opinions on it, but I'm curious to what y'all think.
Because one, niggas in California don't care.
No, not California. I'm talking about this whole country.
Oh, because Florida and Texas was open, so people was traveling there because it was open and then going back to their home places.
That means all states would be increasing then, not just the South and West.
True, but I don't know. I feel like that's one of the reasons. And then did y'all hear about that little contest party in Alabama?
Yes.
I did. Disgusting.
Explain the contest in Alabama, Cameron.
Huh?
Explain what happened with this contest.
So basically, it was like this party, and somebody had COVID, and it was a contest to see who can get COVID first.
Wow.
That is the question. Why?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't even surprise me though. We had these are the same idiots who were doing Tide Pod challenge. Like I'm embarrassed of the world we live in. Yes, it's stupid and just ridiculous. Everything is for. Ooh, I almost started cussing. Wow. But everything is for views and clicks and likes on the internet, and it's real dumb.
I think that's what it boils down to me. It's just people are being asinine. It's stupidity, and it's like I think the problem what has happened now is that they made the coronavirus a political thing, when in fact it should be more of a healthcare thing than politics. So people like, oh, since like Trump said, like the Democrats are trying to make us wear masks, or like the left is trying to make us wear masks. Now I think that's what the problem is. And I think that's where people got it misconstrued, that this is a health issue. It's not like a state's right issue or your right being taken away from you. We're just trying to protect everybody. And like a lot of people got their own conspiracy theories on why like it's not real, or like I don't understand that aspect of it either. But I think that's what it is. I'm like, that's why it has been like such an impact in the South as it is, because people don't believe what it is, and they believe like people are just trying to take away their rights away from them. So that's why I think people aren't doing what they need to do.
I 1,000% agree with that, Roshad.
It's hard for people to trust the government, first of all.
Yes.
Yep.
So then, like, the government saying that this is the issue, it was like, well, I don't know if that's.
But you know what?
But the government
in this case, it's not the government saying it. It's public health officials and scientists saying it's an issue, but no one's believing them because we have Cheeto in charge, who he and his cabinet members, they don't even wear masks themselves.
That's like
so could you imagine if we had anyone else, if Biden was in the office, let's just hypothetically speaking, he's been one wearing a mask, he's, any of his, like any, his, I'm drawing a blank here, but he's dialed back on,
Oh, I was like trying to help you out. I'm like, what you trying to say?
Yeah, no, I just had a brain fart. But he's dialed back on, any sort of speeches he's had, his campaigning. Thank you. That was the word. He's dialed back on his campaigning, and he hasn't been hosting large events. We have a president who's got, trying to crowd out a, arena in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Exactly. And just imagine if we had some better direction, in our leadership,
Right. Yeah, so that's what I think the problem is. That like, for one, he's not taking it seriously. When we have so many signs saying that this is a serious issue, I think like there should be like some fines or like something, some legal action taken, because you are getting these people sick and being absent-minded about it.
Texas is giving a $250 fine if you get caught without your mask on.
Really?
And good. Good. Like, it doesn't take much to put a mask on to like go to the grocery store. You're not even there for that long. You get home and you take it off. Big whoop. Like,
wait till you get to the car. Like, you gotta
exactly.
Right. I'm like, and people need to understand that wearing a mask protects the other people, mostly. And from you.
Right, because people keep saying my body, my choice, but no, you're not talking, what you're doing is leaving other people without a choice. Like, I don't want to be exposed to a virus, I don't want my parents, whomever, grandparents, cousins, whatever, exposed to something, but you're taking that away from them by going out in public, licking windows and countertops, coughing, spitting on stuff. Like,
unnecessary.
People are losing their shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you see that trailer they put together? I am Corona.
Like, I know.
Into the glass, and Will Smith was like, I can help you.
She was like running into the glass. I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with coronavirus. That's just some other mental health issues that I think that she should address. And also because like the United States was like built on like this individualism and this individualistic mentality. So people have the United States always been only was concerned for themselves. So
100%.
Yeah, so like there's like I do what I want, and we all feel like this to a certain extent, But like at a certain point in time, we all have to like rally together to like stop the things from happening. And I think if we had a better approach from the top down, this is one of the things like where we gave states, states have their rights.
Right.
But this is where one of the cases where it backfires, and we see states doing whatever they want to do, and only 4% of the population only has been tested of the coronavirus. And then, did y'all hear that the United States bought up all the vaccines for the coronavirus in the world?
That's news to me.
Yeah, so you look at it, they bought up all the vaccines and stuff for coronavirus, so no other country can have none for months.
Wait,
that's typical.
These are vaccines that they want to run trials on.
One more trial that they feel like these early vaccines that could help. They're being produced and things like that. And the United States bought all of them.
That's fucked up.
That's typical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
yes, Abel. And then I was reading something this morning about, folks wanting to do, and we heard about this early on too. They're like immediate, like, oh, we need to start testing in Africa, do clinical trials in Africa. You know what I mean? And and a lot of people are obviously rightfully so upset and protesting in Africa. And that it all just kind of ties back to like everything that we're fighting for and upset about, in this country, and the treatment and around the world of how Black people and people of color are treated, guinea pigs. And that's how I feel a lot of, like, this might sound like a conspiracy theory, but I sometimes question and wonder if, because you got to be really damn dumb to respond to the pandemic the way that we as in the United States have, or you have to have some sort of ulterior motive. And so, because we see, some people are really getting rich right now. Yeah. While our economy is hurting and a lot of the, population's hurting, there's a lot of people getting rich right now. And so, I always wonder,
You're right. And I think they already started, I don't know what countries did, but they already started the vaccine process, testing the vaccine in Africa. So we'll see how that goes and if there's a backlash on it. But
test on your own people.
Right.
Yep. It sucks.
Get these goddamn hillbilly rednecks wearing these MAGA hats because they support you, and test them motherfuckers.
For real.
Okay.
For real. They don't want to wear a mask and stuff.
But
anyway.
they're anti-vaxxers. They don't even they don't vaccinate their kids. I know.
Well, the hillbilly ones aren't the anti-vaxxers.
No. I'm saying a lot of. What I'm saying is a lot of these people who you'll see I don't want to wear a mask. It's it's trying to strip away my freedom. Blah blah blah. A lot of them are Trump supporters, and a lot of them really just don't believe in science, which is beyond me.
This is the whole thing is they just don't believe in science.
And I wonder too, how do you? This is probably controversial too, but how do you? Because a lot of them are super conservative and Bible toting and all this stuff. But how do you believe in God but you don't believe in science?
Well, you can't not unprove God exists. You can't prove it or disprove it. Right. So if you can't stop me, you can be oh, God doesn't exist because of X, Y, and Z, or I can't say it is. So we can have an argument all day about it, but still go back to what it was.
Hard facts to say God isn't real.
Yes, but I'm just saying, how do you not believe in science though?
Well, I think
it's easy to manipulate it.
And also with coronavirus, which is different in America than other countries, it's a whole lot of false news and narratives going around with coronavirus. If you go online, you be oh, coronavirus started this way, and you can get it this way, and people you cannot. A lot of people do not know what to believe about it. Even from the CDC, we get every week it's something new about. So people see, we can't even trust them. They don't know what they talking about. Them they're doing. They're making this up because clearly it doesn't make any sense. And we have had conversations about it as well. We be every week it's some new shit about corona.
At first you can get it on the surface, and then a week later you can't. It don't live on surfaces. You can't contract it from surfaces.
So people are oh, this isn't real. They don't make
and I agree with that. We've been getting a lot of mixed messages, but we get a lot of mixed messages about religion too. You know what I mean? We can't see the things that are happening around it, but we have faith, like you said, Cameron, and all these things. You can't see it, but you feel it. And like, I can't see a virus, but I know I can catch a cold. I know I can catch the flu. Well, yeah, it may be in a petri dish, whatever. Yeah. But my point is like, I don't know. I just don't. It just doesn't register for me.
Yeah, I just think people like, oh, they feel like this is like made up for like wherever. They got so many reasons why people feel.
But like you said, Rashad, it's turned into like this whole political thing.
It's a political thing. It's this false news narrative that have like plagued websites like as Facebook. You know, a lot of people on Facebook. Like I've seen some stuff. I'm like, this is not right. Even the stuff I do see, I gotta like click on it twice and do extra research because like a lot of things just be fake news. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't real. Like if you read comment sections on stuff, it goes down in the comments. So I think it's just a lot of that. People just don't know what to believe ever.
Have you guys been tested for corona?
I have not.
I have not.
I have not either.
Actually,
I'm kind of a little nervous to get tested because personally, like I feel healthy. I don't have any like symptoms and whatnot, right? And I know that some people don't have symptoms and they can still have it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if I do get tested and for some reason it's like, oh, you do have it, I'm gonna start being paranoid. And like my mind is I feel like get me sick. Then I'm gonna be sick. I feel like. So right now I'm like, I'm healthy. Like I'm gonna just thank God and be healthy real quick.
I think the one reason why folks should get tested is if they're like out and about in the world, even if like let's say you're wearing your mask and stuff, and if you live, I think really like it depends on like who you live with too. I don't think it would really make me operate any differently because like I haven't really been out and about much. I've seen y'all in person and okay, but I guess I don't live with anyone. I mean, I live with one person. You know what I mean? And so I don't feel like I'm putting them at risk, and I'm not putting the rest of the community at risk because when I go outside, I'm wearing my mask. And so like me getting tested, I don't know what it would do if I have it. Okay.
Well, also,
it's
like,
not going to change anything.
Of us to get, for one, like there's like a low amount of like test kits out there. So that's the reason they said like if you aren't showing signs, like you shouldn't get tested because someone who's like actually showing signs might not have the chance to get tested because like people have used them all already. So I think like once they have enough, they're like, oh, we have enough test kits. Which I don't know what's taking so long, to be honest.
I don't either.
Like, every fucking country is working on coronavirus. If we still got no test kits, I'm like, we can make a whole bunch of stuff quick. I'm like, everyone should be making test kits, but I think once they have
July
like
now.
Yeah, test kits for everybody. That's when like I will get tested. I'm like, this be enough for everybody. Everybody get tested. Like, okay,
send it to everyone's house the same way you send anything else. Same way you send them checks out. Send the test kit with the check.
Right, please. They send them checks out to $1.4 million to dead people. Test kits to be in the grave, sitting on people tombstones.
Right.
I'm getting tested on 27.
Oh.
Didn't you already get tested?
Yeah.
Are you getting tested again?
I'm getting tested again because I'm having surgery on the
30th. Okay. See, when he gets tested, then if it comes back like positive, then I will get tested.
And yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think y'all two should too.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, like if I was tested positive, then Lauren, you should take a test.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like
and I would want to know, because then it's like, okay, well, if I test positive, I'm not going to want to go out. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I should order food, to come to the house or whatever. I will make that sacrifice. I use air quotes because I don't feel like it's much of a sacrifice. And I feel like a lot of people are just like complaining to complain. Like, you don't really have nothing really to worry about.
Well, it's not a sacrifice for you. Like, let's talk about like our
No.
Oh.
I agree with it. But I'm talking about the people who are in similar places. I'm talking about like a lot of these like Karens you see in Trader Joe's.
Okay.
I don't want to wear my mask. Okay, order your food to come to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, or shopping at Whole Foods. Like, people who ain't got it like that, you can't afford that. Like, Whole Foods is expensive.
And
Trader Joe's is not that cheap either. You know what I mean? Like,
and it ain't got everything you need.
Exactly. And so I'm talking about those sorts of folks. I'm not talking about anyone else.
Oh, okay.
Let's be clear. I'm glad you asked that. Yes. Yes.
I was like, hold on. Let's take privilege check.
No, yes.
Lauren acknowledged her privilege a few episodes ago, though, so don't do it.
Thank you.
I
Oh,
know.
thank you, Cameron.
I understand that, but we have our first-time listeners, first-time viewers. Lauren, privilege has been checked. Let's move on to the next topic, which is this whole debacle with August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith. So to give a little background, which is from I got this information from Vulture magazine, but it's been all over Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So August Alsina sat down with Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club, and it's like an hour-long interview. He set the internet on fire, but also a marriage that his longtime friend and alleged lover, I ain't trying to get sued now, Jada Pinkett Smith from Set It Off and a whole bunch of other movies, and the wife of Will Smith, has claimed that her husband Will Smith gave him his blessing, which he said he gave years of his life to, so much that he can die right now and be happy. It wasn't anything explicitly said in that, but rumors have been shaping for years now of their alleged romantic relationship and closeness, and he pretty much brought it to the light. After that, Pinkett has denied some of these claims and said she needs some healing. That will happen on her next episode of Red Table Talk with her.
I can't wait.
So let's herself. So,
okay.
So let's dive into this a little bit. So what do you guys think of this relationship between Alsina and Pinkett?
First of all, did you see this nigga's hair on the interview?
That Keisha
Yes.
Cole.
Like Keisha Cole. What the fuck was he thinking?
Yeah.
Should have cheated.
Well,
Man.
here's the thing: is I think if I'm not mistaken, he had a song maybe 2 years ago or something, and he had kind of
Kehlani's
made
Nunya
these.
remix.
No.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
It was
But he had some
song.
lyrics that kind of alluded to this whole situation, and everyone
Well,
was
he was
like, "Ooh, are you talking about Jada? Da 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 da." And it kind of just fizzled out. No one came out with statements confirming or denying these allegations. Go ahead, Cameron.
So the song was called Nunya.
I just said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you said no.
Yeah. So the thing is the contact that they used in that video, the name was Corn, and that's Jada's middle name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they used the name Corn. He had lyrics and you are
Corn.
Corn.
Yeah.
Corinne?
N-O-R-E-N.
Corinne. I think it's Corinne.
Same thing.
Oh, okay. Ooh, corn. Okay, go ahead.
COVID, Corona, same thing. And then in the
not a potato.
Messages with Corin or Corinne, however you want to say it, he was using all Jada gifts.
Yeah, he was using Jada gifs. He said you're
Oh, right.
and you don't want to you got secrets and stuff like that.
So here's my thing. I thought it was weird. I remember when he came on Red Table and they had kind of talked about how the family knew August and da 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 da. He's a random person to me. If that's a random person for the Smiths to be involved with, that's how I felt. I'm like, whoa, okay, sure, okay, you guys are going to help this guy out. I think that's great. That's commendable. But it seemed so weird how close they were as a unit, right? On the old Red Table when he was on there talking about all of the trials and tribulations that he had gone through, and it was just so weird. I'm August is he's so close to our family, he's just this and that, and I'm like, I thought it was kind of weird. But now I don't know if I believe him all the way. He comes across as me one of those people who just might have something kind of painted in their head and thinking it's one way and it's something else. She could have been really friendly to him or whatever, and he and they took him in, whatever, and he made it into a relationship. The way he describes it is weird. I've never heard anyone describe.
Right, because he never said anything about sex or anything.
Didn't.
He describes it really weird and years of my life, I could die today. It's real Romeo Juliet.
It's very dramatic.
Very.
But the nigga found true love, and it's okay with ending it. If he died today, he'd be happy. He'd be fine.
And how old is the guy?
He's I think he was born my year.
Yeah, so he's like 27.
27, 28.
26. Oh, 27, 28, yeah.
I believe so. Allegedly.
I feel like in the interview, I feel like he was trying to do so much not to cross lines too, like to be so respectful of that family, and yet he wanted to say what he wanted to say. But
no one was. I didn't see the interview. Did Angela? He's 27. Did Angela ask him about his relationship with Jada?
I didn't watch the whole interview.
Can you tell us how it went, Abel?
Yeah, she did ask him. She was like, there's been like alleged like rumors, this and that. And to my surprise, he actually did say like, yeah, like I sat down with Will, he gave me his blessings, and that they had damn near, he said they transitioned from a marriage to a life partnership. That's what he said. And she says that in the Red Table Talk too. So he was like, you know, so
yeah, I did see that clip.
And he did say that he has so much love for her to this day, and that if he could die right now, he could happily die because he knew he gave himself to love before. Like he loved a woman before. So he really did say like, yes, he was involved with her romantically. But he didn't
see, but you can love
saying like, oh, we're just, he didn't say the details of how their relationship was as far as, oh, we're just this, and she had a thing with Will and me. He didn't say none of that. He was just like, yeah, like he was in love with her.
And anyone could be in love with somebody.
He said he didn't like the fact that she didn't acknowledge the fact that she was also seeing him or dating him. She didn't acknowledge that. He said, he was like, don't make me look like I'm over here telling lies, because he's like, I don't need to be lying about stuff like this. And he was like, if I die today, bury me an honest man. Like, don't lie about my name.
I don't think he's lying about this.
I don't think so too. Like to come in an interview and say, well, we'll see the Red Table Talk, how she feels. But
also on her previous Red Table Talks with Will Smith, she was saying like, if you married to me and we gonna live under the same roof, I don't care if I'm on one side of the house and you're on the other side, and you be what you with and I be what I'm with, but we gonna be under the same house. Like she has said shit to be like, okay, I can be with this person, you can be that person, but if we married, we're gonna be together.
She has said that. But like in the case of August, like he has nothing to lose by saying he was in a relationship with Jada Pinkett. Like it's Jada Pinkett. But he has everything to gain from saying that. So that's why it just comes out like weird to me. Like nobody was talking about August Alsina.
It's a little clout chasing-ish. I mean, he just dropped a new album too as well. So I think that should be called out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with this whole, I think it's very timing good, publicity stunt great. I'm like, it gets people talking, but it is something about it I do believe. I think it is like, I think with some sort of intimacy happening between them two. I don't know, there was
That's
like
fair.
Yeah, I don't know if they were like actually having sex or not, or I think they were very close. And I think this happens, like all the Smiths, like I know you guys been like, oh, Augustine is weird. But I'm like, they are weird too, though.
Very.
They are weird.
The whole lot of them, except the one brother. He's the only one that's not weird.
Yeah, the one that ain't in the limelight.
Right. I'm like, because like Willow Smith was like a young girl. And she was like having pictures like with these other dudes, with the little boy, Rico from Hannah Montana, when he's like making him dead and stuff like that. I don't know his name was Rico.
And then he overdosed and
right, it was a lot. And she was there. They're like, we all know Jaden is weird. Him and the Tyler creative stuff is a little weird too, because we don't know exactly what is going on with them either.
Boyfriends.
But are they though?
I
don't think they are.
Me either. I think that's a little. It's a little weird. It's entirely, everybody they associate with is weird. The whole thing is weird to me. The whole thing, it's weird.
The whole family.
Right. I'm like, if you sleeping with somebody, just say it. I'm like, you don't all this is my boyfriend, but we're not really sleeping with each other, but you like dating this chick. You go there with Kylie Jenner one time. It's too much. I'm like, just say it. Like, we don't care that much. Like, we really
that's why I don't put it past August, because this is not different for them. This is something that I could see them doing.
Right. Will Smith too, because we all know him and Dwayne Martin. And
and people say those things. We don't know.
We don't know nothing.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
We don't know.
I know.
But my assumption, I wouldn't put it past them. Because even Will and Margot Robbie after the movie Focus was really close, like nude pictures close.
Nude pictures.
I missed that.
Oh, I love Margot Robbie, so I didn't miss that.
Who was nude? They were nude together. What happened?
Yeah, it was only like 4 pictures.
It was on their OnlyFans, I think.
Oh,
What?
No, I'm playing.
Oh, wait,
I was gonna say, Abel, wait. You hella got us on that.
We took
yeah, I don't know. First
We
of all,
all almost jumped through the camera.
I thought you were going back to your Cameron. I was like, oh, okay.
Like, people are like, mute.
But yeah, like it was only like 4 images, but yeah, she was like, all out, and he was like on her, like it was close, especially to be in a marriage. It was too close for marriage.
They all been very close with people who, I'm like, and they don't have to
And
anything to anybody.
feel like
they don't.
That's their thing. They can do that, but I don't feel like August's going around talking about it. Like that's just, I don't know. I feel like if I were in some limelight, whatever, like I wouldn't want all my business out there like that. Like if me and my partner choose to be involved with other people, that's what we do. But like, who kisses and tells like grown ass adults?
I think the difference is between these situations, like we talking about actors versus like R&B singers and like rappers. It's different expectations when you make your craft and how authentic you have to be.
Right.
So I think in August's case, like him wants to be like living an authentic lifestyle and sing about and express what he's going through in his life. He needs to like sing about it and like talk about it and be transparent. Like,
okay, I never thought of that. That's a really
and that's
good point.
crazy. He did say that. He did say that in the interview too. Exactly what Rashad said.
He has to be, and like, cause we can tell when like a singer or something is being authentic or not. Like sometimes we don't care, but like especially like his music and what he talked about, like him like being like from the streets and like his brother and his brother's wife dying and him bringing in like those 3 kids, him having surgery on his eye and being blind in his left eye, him having liver disease, him having an autoimmune system, him not being able to be able to walk in the next like 10 years or so. Which he has always have a rundown of a lot of stuff he's going through. Y'all facing
more to go.
Yeah, I'm like he's like going through like a lot in his like life that he always like expressed like on the internet. He always been like very open about it. So I think like for him, like this been like a huge part of his life, and him not being open about it is like I think was like tearing him up in the inside. And he said he let them know before he said it. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said he called all of them. So it wasn't like a side slap in the face, like y'all.
I mean, he says that.
We don't know if he did.
Like just because you tell me you about to slap me, then you slap me, don't mean I won't be upset about it.
Right. I'm saying this, but you didn't. It's not. You can't say you didn't see it coming.
Right. I'm about to slap you. Like.
But my whole thing is like being able to like I feel like he can still live in his truth and sing about it, whatever. But like, you need to put names to like. I've been in love with the woman. I could die tomorrow. He could say that.
It don't matter if you put names or not. Everybody knew who he was with.
Yeah, but that's fine. Leave it to speculation. You know what I mean? I just don't understand what's the purpose.
If I'm gonna tell it and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell it and I'm gonna be honest.
But it's like it's not like you telling about some like fucking presidential or scandal.
Right. He just like thought about the impact of all people.
It doesn't help anybody.
It don't hurt nobody.
Yeah, it could hurt some people.
Ooh.
Their family. We don't know.
Yeah.
Hell.
I could see how like what do you call it, Jada, even if it did happen, I don't know what happened, but even if it did happen, and even if she like advocates that her and Will have like this life partnership and they're kind of open-minded to a lot of things, even if she do lead that lifestyle, I could see how she wants to protect her family from everybody talking about how their marriages might be falling apart, or it's just pressure. And I feel like she's trying to be like, yo, yeah, she's trying to be like, we don't need this attention right now. I think that's what her vibe comes off of.
Well, we don't know what they've been doing.
You can't do something and then not prepare for a fallout.
And that's a valid point too, because
that don't mean you want it still. Like Rashad said, you could tell me I'm about to slap you. I still don't want you to slap me.
Don't do it and not be prepared for it. You don't do something and not think about the consequences, especially if you got somebody else to think about. If it's going to affect somebody else, I'm not going to do
especially if you're a celebrity,
and not realize what it could do to my family.
Yes.
And at that point, if you feel like you can handle the fallout, and it won't affect your family, then you make that decision. That may be you being selfish or you being naive. Whatever the case is, you can't be like, oh no, I didn't expect this. No, fuck that.
Right. And
no, that's fair, but that doesn't take anything away from the fact that August didn't need to do that either.
Well,
like, I hear your point, Cameron, and that's a very valid point. Like, you should be like prepared to accept whatever ramifications come from it. However, that don't mean the one who's acting out, who's actually in control, of, whatever may come of it, should do it either. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, and I hear that too.
Cameron, Rashad, you were about to say something.
I actually want to watch the Red Table Talk. I mean, her next thing.
I'm gonna be tuned in.
I do.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be by herself. I'm like, bring August back.
Bring Will.
Bring Dwayne Martin. Bring
don't bring Will.
Bring the whole gang. Because my thing is, if I was Jada Pinkett, Will, you can't say shit to me. I wish you would. Talking about, because all your shit been in the news for the past 2 decades. We've been talking about you and this man, and you and Margot. Margot too? I wish you would. I wish you would. Right, and then you got Keisha Campbell all in the comments of like August Alsina stuff talking about, Like, it's something that is brewing and something that's happened. I'm like, since we can't have Love and Hip Hop or Real Housewives, I'm here for it. Let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic is, on the 4th of July, Kanye West tweeted that he is running for president in November of 2020.
If I could roll my eyes to the back of my head and then roll them back around, I would.
Yeah, bro, just like take them out the sock and just roll them on the ground. That's how much you want to roll your eyes, huh?
Yes.
I feel.
Come on, Cameron. You like Kanye. So remember, episodes back, I got Kanye.
Right.
Easy.
So I feel multiple ways about it. One, if he did run and won, is better than Trump at this point. Anything better than Trump. One of the reasons why I don't think he should run is because if we want to get Trump out of office, you can't split the Democratic vote. You got these young people that's going to vote for Kanye because he's Kanye and because he's black. Then you got those other people that are going to vote for Biden, which is only splitting those number of votes that should, if anything, be going to Biden to get Trump out of office. That's one of the reasons why I feel like he shouldn't. And then he's losing a bunch of states because he's jumping in so late.
Yeah, and those states are
Texas,
Hold on, I got it.
Iowa,
North Carolina, Texas.
North Carolina, Texas.
I think she disappeared.
She did disappear for a second.
Did you? Oh, North Carolina, Texas, New York, Maine, New Mexico, and Indiana.
There's not that many. But Texas and New York, there's no possible way you're going to win.
Yeah, no. I mean, he wasn't going to get Texas anyway, let's be clear.
But my issue too is like there's a lot of people, just like with the previous 2016 election, there's a lot of people, forget the Democratic vote, there was a lot of people who were like on the fence, you know what I mean? They might have been historically Republican voters, you know what I mean? Who were like, they might have voted for someone else if our candidate wasn't Hillary Clinton, you know? And I think the same thing now is like a lot of people who are like, yeah, there's a lot of people, Republicans who've come out and said like, I cannot vote for this guy, you know, again. And yes, Cameron, I 100% agree with you about the fact that like, it's God, I hate it. Basically, I hate it. This is a person who's already come out and said they supported Trump. He called him Superman. He said that, I mean, we already talked about him like during the cancel culture episode when he was talking about slavery was a choice, yada, yada, yada. And so for me, if this is a person who cannot understand how systems of oppression work because they, you know, make statements like slavery is a choice after slavery ended, you know, black people should have did this and that, bop, bop, bop. I would never, I don't even trust him to watch my kids. And at this point, I feel also too, like this is like a whole, like imagine what happens to him. Let's say he gets in office, him and his wife.
It's gonna be a reality TV show in that bitch.
It'll be a circus, but not only that, what happens to their businesses? That's my biggest issue. Like, this is capitalism at its finest. You know what I mean?
Right.
And each time they're gonna
Yeah.
exactly. No, that's my point, Roshad. And I don't want to see another 4 years of the same shit. Like, Cameron, I might be right in walking with you over again.
For real.
Right. My thing is like, for one, like, for people like, oh, Trump going to split votes and split votes here. I'm like, I don't even know. Kanye will split everybody's votes up. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Kanye even stands for.
That's the thing. But people have already said they would vote
people
for
like,
him.
oh, he's going to split the Democrat vote. I'm like, I'm not going to split the Democrat vote. He's just going to split like the black vote, which is, mostly Democrats. I'm like, I don't know what his policies are, what he wants to change, what he wants to do. I'm like, you should have just came with more than a tweet.
And neither
exactly, but people don't need anything. Like, people have already come out. Elon Musk had already said, you got my full support. You got Kim Kardashian, who has however many millions of followers on Instagram and Twitter, and she's got her whole family. Like,
so you got Kim Kardashian and her following as your publishing agency. Then you got Elon Musk financing your campaign. What? That's an equation for success.
I'm gonna get my laptop charger real quick.
Yeah.
All right. It's the same reason people buy into like these beauty products that Kim Kardashian and her sisters and them are selling. Like, they don't have no.
All right, beat the fuck up.
Y'all, don't be messed up. But like, people don't even have to know. They don't care. They're just like, oh, we like him. That's it.
Do we?
That's the thing. It's Kanye.
I don't.
It's Kanye and he's black. So he got two things going for him.
I mean, he sells them new shoes with them holes in them, freaking Crocs.
Yeah, his slides go for $380 after tax are like $410, and they're the basickest slides in the fucking world.
And my whole thing is too, like, you've never held any office whatsoever, so you've never had to weigh the economy versus what's good for the people versus You haven't had to do that on any level. And I feel like that is the bare minimum that you could do to be able to say, I'd be able to make decisions at this executive level.
You ain't ever even been class president, huh?
Yeah. I would I don't especially on decisions about like war and shit like that. He has no experience.
What sort of foreign policy training do you have? Like, I need you to.
Right. He's emotional as fuck.
Right. Ain't no debates. I'm like.
Right. And they talk about women like, oh, women can never be president because they're so emotional. Kanye.
Might as well be a woman.
Cameron.
No, Cameron.
I'm saying him as an individual.
No, Cameron.
Why? Because he's temperamental?
Yeah.
No, Cameron.
Cameron, no.
What? Women are temperamental as fuck.
Cameron, you need to calm down.
All right. I retract my statements.
Please retract it, redact it, exit out, cross it out, and mute it. Control, backspace, delete.
We get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not here for it. I don't understand why. I don't know what he can actually do for any of us or anybody. I'm like, he hasn't done much. I'm like, at least his wife helped people get out of prison who've been like wrongly convicted.
And people are using that like, oh yeah, this is great. Kim, like, first of all, Kim has a team of people. She ain't getting people out of prison. Like, there's a whole team of people. You know what I'm saying? She has a voice and a platform. And I'm glad she's using it. Like, I commend her for that. I'm not against what she's doing there. But we oftentimes will go ahead and like put certain folks up on a pedestal and wrap a cape around their neck when it's a whole team. Like, I just don't.
Well, the team wouldn't exist without her. Like, but
yeah,
Lord,
no, that's
if
what I'm saying.
Anybody else, you would have gave them their cape. If you just didn't give her the cape because it was Kim.
Right. That's true too.
Name a person.
That's true.
Pick one. Anybody. If it was like anybody else, you would have gave them their cape.
Like when Chance the Rapper's been doing all his donations and shit like that in Chicago, everybody commend him, but he got a whole team behind him. He didn't do it by himself. But everybody.
But here's my thing. It's like, if you're fronting money that's great. Like I don't have that money to give away. So like I can, and if you do have that money, like everyone who has a lot of money is not putting it towards things like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I commend her for that. But everyone's like acting like she is Martin Luther King.
She's more Martin Luther King like than a whole lot of other people has been.
No, but she's not Martin Luther King. That's what I'm saying.
We know she's not.
That's what but I'm saying people be acting like that, like Kim. Oh yes, like
yeah. You just I really just think you're just saying this because it's Kim.
No. I'm literally saying I give her credit. Like I'm not against it. I am.
Then stop there. Then stop there.
I think on that note, I think it's like how I feel about it at least is there's already people, specifically Black people, that have been doing the work that she's doing, and that are doing it on a platform that's way more effective. But she kind of just, since she's a celebrity and Kim K, she hijacked that like that spotlight. And to me, it's just like it's good that she's doing that because it's better than her not doing it. But at the same time, it's like there's been folks that are doing this work and that have been doing this work too. So it's like
with less money and everything else.
You know what I mean?
And that's great. So give them their props.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. People don't get props. No one else
give it to them.
Celebrated. I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna give it to them all.
You can't not give her props because nobody else is getting theirs.
No,
I'm not saying she doesn't get props.
You got to give her props for sure.
You're like, Kim. Kim K. Oh, she's helping all these people, but I'm like,
no, it's just I don't like. I just don't like. I don't like. What do you call it? Making movements popular or like celebrity. Like I don't know. I just hate when celebrities or people feel the need that only celebrities can lead social movements.
I don't think she feels like that. I just think that now.
No, I think Abel's talking about other people.
Black kids, that she needs to be a part of the Black agenda because she realizes now that her kids could be in the same predicament as every other Black person in America.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
What she wants to do is use her platform and her money that she has that a lot of other people don't for good.
Got you. No, and I
think that's great.
That's amazing. But what I'm saying is like for the average person, when they seek like social justice, when they seek like leadership or who to follow, I just don't like it. The first thing or majority of times the people that you see are celebrities. So you go to that route. When in reality, the people that are really like shifting things are just regular people. Like grassroots.
Yes, and Abel, I agree. I agree with what you're saying too. And I think one other way to kind of like put it is he's talking about like how people look to like when all this stuff, let's say the events like what happened with George Floyd, right? People were begging a lot of celebrities, why are you not saying something? Why are you not doing this and that? But they're not the policy makers. They're not the people who are going to change the laws. They're not going to be, they have a platform and they can help influence a lot of people. But I think what Abel is like saying is that oftentimes people will be looking for celebrities to lead them, like show us the way. And it's like, that's the problem.
I agree with that.
So like what I'm saying, like the issue like with the Kim Kardashian thing is like the awareness that she has a team of people who aren't celebrities, and like you should be looking at them too. Like, okay, help, like how do we understand like all these different social justice groups in our own communities who are already working on this stuff? How do we help them? Like we could have more of a direct impact on these groups that are in our own communities if we celebrated them more, gave them, volunteered, donated, etc.
What they need to do is be businesslike about it. Get a celebrity with a platform to help build.
That's easier said than done.
No, listen, I understand that, but the times we live in today, everything is through social media. So
I 100% agree.
You have to appease or reach out in a way you can reach more people. So do what you got to do to find, even if it's a local celebrity with a platform, just to get to your people in that area. You got to do what you got to do. So the way that she used her platform to get those normal people on her team to help do what they got to do, she just had the benefit of already having that platform. But all these other local change makers, the regular people, as you call them, Abel, they have to figure out a way to build a social media platform to reach those individuals that want to look up to them. If I don't know where to look, how can I look up to you? So who do I look up to? The person that's easily accessible doing a similar thing, if not the same thing.
You got a point.
Points well taken, Cameron. I agree with that. I still think it's just like, I didn't mean to derail the conversation but like I still think
Right. I'm like,
it's easier said than done. We over here talking about damn Kim.
It's always about Kim.
I want to. It's gonna be about her, and it would be about her in the office too, in the White House.
I
like
know.
it really would.
And the sad part about it is I'm here for it.
Me too. That's the biggest booty the first lady that ever had.
Cameron.
America's like a
See, and that's
show.
another. See, I'm about to go off into another topic we can talk about though. But seriously, I want to talk about Black women, our bodies, how we're treated, how we're sexualized, and a whole bunch of other things, and how people like Kim Kardashian are celebrated. That's another topic. I'm not going to go there right now, but
yeah, I didn't celebrate Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama had a banging.
No, the way you just it was. Anyways, let's get back to.
And she was educated.
Let's get back to yes, exactly. Let's get back to Kanye 2020.
Oh, you irritated.
I am. That struck a chord.
It did. I was like, ooh, Jesus Christ. I think we probably like touched on all we can with Kanye West. I'm like, it's something he shouldn't be doing. He's kind of like irrelevant. It's clout chasing to me. We don't know what her policies are. Your family might not be as beneficial in the White House. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
They're not.
I'm like, but who? I'm like, they could though be good. They could be.
What people always like the same reason, like a lot of people voted for Trump. They're like, oh, he's a businessman, that's going to make our economy good. Well, one, there's a lot of things that affect the economy, and look at the position we're in now. Like, and what's good for the economy is not always good for people. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
stock prices go up, and people's, their life and their livelihood, they lose that at the same time. So it's like,
yeah. Yeah, like I also think like with the president as well, like, you make decisions, but of course, like a lot of decisions are like made with a team in a group of individuals as well.
You get to appoint cabinet members. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at damn Donald Trump's cabinet. Like, you can just appoint, like, of course they have to be, yeah. But it's like, you can appoint, like he can, if he wanted to appoint.
Kim Kardashian, Speaker of the House.
Yes.
We're going to end the war, and the war, it will stop tomorrow. So Kylie's lip kit will be delivered to all the refugees there, because we really want them to look pretty. And Chloe is going to go to Africa with her baby True and her basketball player baby daddy, who she slept with once. And they're going to make everything better there too. I'm going to say Port.
Pretty good impersonation.
That was.
And on that note, Lauren, close us out.
Yeah, well, one thing before we transition off that note, though, regardless of whatever this circus is Kanye's trying to start, I still want people to make sure that they are engaged during elections. Every single election, the local ones are
most important,
probably more important.
Probably
yeah. So as we although we get upset about like the president and all of that, and that's still important, I really want people to also be equally upset about their city council members and things that are being passed in their communities. And so I encourage everyone to do your research, and don't research on Facebook. Do your research, start to look at how people have previously voted on, certain issues. Look at these people who are running for office, okay, and see how have you voted in the past, and use that to inform your decision. So with that, we'll leave a link.
One more thing. Lauren's gonna leave a link of her political research blog that she's gonna start to help the community realize, or help you educate yourself on these members of politics. So we'll leave a link for her blog. Go ahead.
But you know what else is what's really important too? I think our school systems, they really fail us here in the United States. It's do you know anybody who was as a kid growing up, you know what? I want to be governor. I want to be a city council member.
No.
That's something that people don't even realize for themselves. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a total separate entity that's moving on its own and controlling your life, making decisions about how you can live your life. However, a lot of people don't even strive.
We don't get taught like, oh, this is the governor, this is what mayors do, this is like your city council members, this is, we don't get taught.
And you don't need any sort of special training or like anything special to become one of those folks. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just not something that people even realize they can do or even try to achieve. And so like, I would encourage, like, if there's some young people who want to go down that path, do it. Like, we need more younger people who are like thinking about things in a different way. We got a whole bunch of old heads just sitting and occupying these positions who have a lot of like just antiquated thoughts and ideals. Like, but anywho, let me finish it up. Continue to educate yourself, all that stuff. Talk about these topics.
Register to vote.
And with your friends. Register to vote. Okay, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Click that link. Watch the video on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, etc. You can follow me on Instagram at CoolKeys, CoolKeyes.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at shots_space. That's SHADS_SPACE.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at Clicks by Cam, KLICKS and BYKM.
And you can follow me on Insta and Twitter at AbbyRuss, ABIRUSS. And Lo and Cameron, where did y'all get your shirt?
Oh yeah, so my shirt came from it's a company called, can you see the bottom? We All We Got. That's the name of it.
Read the whole shirt to us. What the shirt say?
So it says it says the black dollar is a terrible thing to waste. At the bottom it says spend it with your people, and it's a photo of Malcolm X on a $100 bill.
I like that shirt.
My shirt says infamously black. That's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Shout out to Patrick. His Instagram is funny enough, KUW Patrick. So keeping up with Patrick.
All right, so we will see y'all next time with our next topic.
Comment and subscribe.
Yeah, that link.
Toodaloo.